So our next question comes from Leslie K. Leslie says, "Hi, Austin and Robert. Thanks for being two nice guys on the internet that we can trust, helping us learn more about personal finance and investing." Leslie, we appreciate it. So Leslie says, "Before you, my investments were all in target date funds, and now I'm doing so much better. I want to now start investing in real estate. In fact, someday I think I'll be able to buy my first multifamily once I have paid down my own mortgage." Here's my question. What do you guys think about using platforms like Arrive, Fundrise, and Yieldstreet to begin diversifying into real estate before I actually go out and buy a multifamily? Robert, I love this question here from Leslie. We talk about, diversification after you build your $100,000 base all the time, which means, call it 15 to 35% of your money is diversified across different asset classes like real estate or cryptocurrency or precious metals or cash flowing businesses or startups and pre-IPO companies, right? But you are well diversified across a bunch of different asset classes so that when we have, volatility like we've experienced so far in 2025, you've got some money parked elsewhere like in precious metals, gold and silver that are up 30% this year compared to the stock market's 2%, or real estate through different platforms and things like that that are up 3, 4, 5% versus the stock market's 2 or 3%. So being diversified is something we believe in. Now, Leslie, you asked about Arrived, Fundrise, and Yieldstreet. So we're going to break down all three of those platforms as to how we understand them. So let's start with Arrived. Arrived is backed by Forerunner, Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Uber, right? They're very legit. They've got all the normal institutions and very smart investors. So they're not over here like a fly-by-night company by any stretch of the imagination. But what makes Arrived different than these other platforms is they very much focus on single deals. So when you go to Arrived's website, you'll see a bunch of different offerings. If it's a single family, if it's a, something else of that nature, but you're going to see all these very specific deals with addresses and towns, and it's very specific on a deal by deal basis. And so what you are doing as an investor is you're investing in a specific deal. You are saying, I think that this single family home in Kingsport, Tennessee, which is actually offered on their website in my hometown, is going to be a good investment. Therefore, I'm going to put money into it, right? You're investing on a deal by deal basis. Now let's move on to Fundrise. Fundrise is the platform I've been using since 2016, 2017. Robert's been using it since probably 2022, 2023, something like that. And it's very similar to Arrived in the sense that you are investing into real estate and deals and things like that. But Fundrise can be thought of more as a robo-advisor, not so much a self-directed advisor. And by that, I mean you give Fundrise some money and they're over here deploying it as strategically as possible for you across the country in different types of real estate. Think multifamilies, think apartments, think last mile distribution centers, single family homes, build to rent things, like a ton of different types of real estate. And Fundrise does all that for you automatically, which is why I like it, because I don't have to scrutinize different deals and be an expert in specific regions of the country. And then finally, Yieldstreet. Yieldstreet is a platform that offers yield across a bunch of different asset classes, including real estate. And you very much then get to choose the type of real estate exposure you want to get the yield you want. They also have like private credit and hard money loans and things of that nature. They've got art and crypto and whatever else. Like, it's just a platform that you get to earn some yield on your money, and they put you in different types of assets and asset classes to generate that yield.
Let me piggyback that a little bit and break it down really simply, in my opinion, and that's a great way to explain it, Austin, is I look at it this way. Arrived is individual deals if you're just getting started and you want to have fractional ownership. Number two, Fundrise, Austin and I love it. It's more of a REIT. Like he said, you're giving them your money and they're deploying it across multiple deals. And then Yieldstreet to me is for the more sophisticated person that's looking to get into these private deals. And that's a little further down the road. So I think it's kind of beginner, middle, and more expert. And all three of them are good platforms. We obviously love Fundrise, but Arrived has had good reviews. And it's just so you understand you're investing in an individual property that you can choose. So that's pretty cool as well.
And want to just reiterate here, I've never used Arrived. I've never used Yieldstreet. I've heard of them. I've heard great things about them, but I've not used them personally. Whereas I have used and am an investor with Fundrise. And Fundrise, I've been an investor for a very long time, and so has Robert. And we've had a great experience with the platform.